Well, hello, friends. How art thou doing? Crow, I swear to God. Ba-doo, ba-doo, boop. Oh, hey, how are ya? Oh, my. Fritzy, thank you for the sub. Thank you for the 13 months. Hi, friend. How we all doing? Happy Sunday. Relosa, hi, friend. What's up, Sly? Oh, it's a Tash. Oh, my God. It's a Tash. Hi, Sparkle. Thank you, Olive. That's how my head was today. Yeah. Yeah, we woke up today with a I woke up today with a migraine, and I haven't like woke up with a bad one in a while. It's been a minute. I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know what it is. Yeah, think of the 5 months. Yeah, they suck. Yeah, I'm just prone to them, man. Just part of my life. I just accept them. It's sympathy pains for dog. That must be what it is. Yeah. So I think we're gonna have a PNG flash today. Because what I don't the reason for the PNG for me is because then I don't have the lights on in my face. Because it's gotten better over the day, like throughout the day, but my fear would be turning the lights on and then cranking up what was. So we still want to play, we still want to hang out. But yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and get Phasmo a Kraken. Lights is it's a big trigger for me too. Yeah. I'm usually fine. It's usually not a big deal. Like, I guess it's just when it's a normal day, but when headaches and migraines hit, yeah, those lights. Whoa. That's why I have blackout curtains. Yeah. Ghastly, thank you for gifting us sub, friendo. Thank you. It is good to see all of you. I hope that your Sunday is going well. We're still gonna try to we'll see how long we go. We'll hunt the ghosties and all that jazz. I know my limits. I know when to say no and stop. So if I'm actually feeling a migraine coming back or it's getting worse, then I'll probably call it. But yeah. Dealing with headache and light issues too. I think it's all the way. Oh, it absolutely could be. Dave, shut your butt. Do you hear me? Take your butt and shut it. Hi, Dave. Stop. That's right. Collaborate and listen. Listen, I don't have plans on doing a 24-hour anytime soon.
Welcome back.
Dude, what the fuck? Remember we were just talking about the other day about like game settings resetting and all that jazz? It just did it again. What is this? Is this the new norm? This never ever happens. Why? This is twice in a week. What the fuck? Also, when I wasn't playing Phas, I was randomly seeing like I was seeing random flashing of my main screen, like a line that would randomly flash. I'm like, oh, cool. Is my monitor going out? Hi, Vogel. Hi. Let me adjust the resolution before I switch this over because holy moly. Holy mackerel. Yeah, the resolution it reset it to 640 by 480. Why? Why? Now I have to spam click this to get all the way to the freaking top. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm going to be switching over screens for anybody that's just popping in. It's just I'm resetting my resolution of Phasmo. Don't need to see things. I'm going to see that whatever this flashing line that I keep seeing is, which is fearful. Okay. Yeah, it's still happening. Hi, Splat. Okay. So I'm gonna have things running minimally today for sure. Boop, boop, boop. What is this? Phasmo for ants? All right. Dare, go dare. Go dare, go dare. Okay. First time you see me live. Hey, well, I've been, I mean to talk to you about that. See, listen. Late, hello, how are you? Listen. I have the PNG command inside of, the title as well, in case anybody's curious. Hi, Mr. Rafa. Ears. Remember, they're not real. We've talked about this. Whoa, why is that laggy? Was that laggy? Why is that laggy? Why is okay, hold on. Phasmo is using up so much of the GPU. What is going on? Thank you, Dave. Is that my issue right now? Why? Why is it using so much? It's eating a birthday breakfast. Oh, Mr. Rafa. Guys, can you get some happy birthdays for Mr. Rafa? That lovely bean. I don't understand why it's doing it. I mean, I could just jump into this and see if it fixes it, I guess. Or I might just have to restart the game. But yeah, it's using so much. Why is it doing this? Boo-doop. Boo-doop. All right, that should be good. End process. You just quit the game. I might have to. We'll find out. We'll try though. We'll give it a try. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Again, this random stuff is going south, man. It's trying to fight us. Rage quit. I might have to. Why is Phasmo all of a sudden just eating my GPU alive? What is happening? And I have decent specs. Okay. I'm just going to jump into a game and just see what happens. Yeah. Hey, Curly. Welcome in. Let's just see what happens. I'm very curious right now if this is going to continue or not.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating.
It still is going effing ham.
Whoever was here must have summoned the ghost with a cursed object. Investigate it.
It's been weirdly laggy for me the last... Why? What is going on? What have they done? Like, yeah, Gaga, I'm currently looking at the GPU usage for Phasmo. Like, it's borderline using up everything. New ghost type, GPU eater. You sometimes have trouble with textures loading. I normally don't. Not normally. But again, that's not normally. This isn't a normal situation. I don't know what's happening. Phas does that to you a lot. Yeah, that's not good for a game that's trying to optimize for console. I might just quit. You know what? Fuck this. Force quitting. I'm force quitting. Let's try this again. Let's try this one more time. I'm going to let the game close out, all that jazz. And then here, I'm going to reopen it again. Windows update. I updated everything. Like everything is updated on my end. It's all good. Everything is running fine. It's just the game itself. Okay, let's try again. Hi, Chip Daddy. Yeah. This game sometimes just makes me wanna. I swear to God. Hi, Mr. Carr. Hello, friend. You and your friend couldn't play because it was too laggy. Damn. Oh yeah, no, I've done a proper like update, shutdown, reopen, you name it, of everything on the PC recently. Very, very recently. But right now, yeah, okay. Like, I'm okay if it wants to prioritize Phas and make it its thing, but for it to be lagging other things, that's a problem. Gonna lurk for a bit. I appreciate it. Thank you, friend. Thank you for the lurks. Thank you. Yes, I'm definitely not gonna be running extra stuff today. No shot. No shot. No way. No way. The other thing that I'm doing too, you have to let me know if the alerts are okay. They seem like they've been all right. Is normally I have the alerts monitored through my headphones, and I can set that as a source for monitoring. So usually my all my alerts would go to separate channels, but so that way the alerts and the music don't go into the VOD. I have my monitoring through the music channel, and that's where the alerts are also playing through. Yeah. Hi, Halen. Anti-aliasing. I've changed nothing. I have changed diddly squat. We can go through the settings real quick just to be sure. Just to be sure. Pro, I don't do ghost gambling very often. I do it once in a while for kicks, but it's not that, to me, it's not that fun. It can be once in a while, but if I were to do it all the time, no shot. But hey, man, some of us love it, some of us don't. Where's your webcam? I don't know. I'm trying to find it. I lost it. It's the head bop. It's the culprit. No, not the head bop. Not the head bop. Hi, Lady Ravenous. How are you? Stupid head bop. I swear to God, I'm stupid. Head bop. No, it's making everything lag. It's literally making everything lag. Nothing is weird here. Nothing is strange. Like doing this is not going to do anything. Hold on here. Let's go down to just for kicks, just to see what it does. For the time being, lower the graphics. Yeah, that's what I'm checking. Oh, that made my encoder basically work harder. Okay, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Yeah. You're killing me, Smalls. Blood sample, hello. Dude, all features, no bugs. What the fuck? I'm gonna have to do some research now. Because look, it's making the PNG tuber lag. You see that? Look. And look at the... Wait a minute. Didn't I just change it to 1080? Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, wait. Whoops. Whoopsie doodles. Whoopsie doodles. My bad. There we go. Haunted game. It's a feature. Dude. Like, the game is running okay. I mean, shit. Worst comes to worst, I could just turn off the damn PNG tuber, and then we could just be a no cam, no PNG stream. And just play the game. until we figure out what's going on with Phasmo. No, the problem that we're having is that Phasmo is eating all graphics right now, all of it. It's using up everything. So anything that I have that is extra is now lagging. Anything. You wouldn't have people complaining about not being able to see the thermo. Hey, that's true. Small victory. You know what? Touche. Touche. That's a good point. Well, let's see what happens. Let me see what happens when I turn off the PNG tuber. I'm gonna close down that little application. Okay, I'm gonna shut this down just to see what it does. Just to see. I'm getting 70 FPS. I used to get 120. What the fuck is? Bye, bye, Flash. Bye. Bye. Have a great time. I've updated everything. Yeah, NK. Yeah, everything. Every last bit. I did that very recently, like yesterday, and I see no updates as of right now either. Yeah, so I don't know what the f is going on. Oh God, damn it! Here, I'll even update. I'll get rid of the PNG in the title for now, and I'll put no cam, comfy, cozy Phasmo. Boom. For now. For now. Okay. Let's play through a round and see what happens. I'm now just very, very curious. I'm now just curious. Oh, because of YouTube Shorts. Hey, let's go. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, normally I have my camera on, but today I woke up with a migraine and I did not want to trigger things more because it was getting better, but I still wanted to hang out and chill with everybody. So yeah, here we are. Is there a challenge? Yeah, Phasmo is eating up my computer. That's the challenge as of right now. How do we win? Tell Phasmo to stop. Yeah, there you go. Now when I use the thermo, guess what we don't have people yelling about? Not being able to see it. This is our life now. Hi, Bone. This is the life we live. Oh, thank you, Curly. I appreciate it. Yeah, it happens, man. Sometimes it just depends. Different triggers. It's weather can do it. There's all different sorts of stuff that can do it. Wait, there's a thermo? I hate it here. Phasmo's becoming Bruce. Dude, it is wild. It is wild how much it's doing that right now. Craziness. Okay. Ghosty. Blur. Blur. What am I looking for? I know where the bone is. Ghost. You know, I was watching people recently with this thermo too. This one in the tier 2. Don't forget that you don't have to continually do this. You don't have to continually do this. You can just hold it now. That was one of the better parts of the update anyway. It's been 5 minutes. I'm already missing your face. I just put a picture of me down there not moving. Like take a still frame from one of the streams and just stick it in the corner. It's not haunted. We can leave. You son of a bitch. I knew it. God damn it. Oh, of course it's in the basement. Hi, Jamie. Did not know that. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that don't. I think I was just browsing. I was perusing Twitch, and I was watching some people play Phas, and I saw somebody doing it. They kept scanning over and over and over again, and they were talking about how annoying it was, and that's when I chimed in. I was like, hey, you don't have to keep scanning. I was like, yeah, just hold it. But if you don't realize it was part of the update, then you're not going to know about it. So fair enough. Put a shark picture down there. God damn it. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I normally, for those coming in, I normally have my camera on, but Due to waking up today with a headache migraine that has gotten better, but is not completely gone. I don't want to trigger things. I can't see where I am. Dude, I haven't heard shit. Oh, I forgot to take away the shark emojis. Oh, they can stay. Oh, okay. Or EMF 5. You do you. Hey, boo-boo. Here, let's get some lights on. Yeah, the other thing that's worrying me too, beyond the migraine stuff, is that I'm seeing random lines flash across my screen. And that's worrying me. That's worrying me. Don't you dare take shark. Listen. We got to do what we got to do. When you play offline and solo, do you have the craving to talk to somebody? I mean, like, oh, I don't normally just play solo offline, not with anybody. Not normally, no. No, if I'm playing Phas solo, I'm probably streaming. The only time that I play solo offline is when I am trying to like get something. I'm trying to record something. How bad are migraines? Very bad. Yeah. If you were to take, like, I don't know if you've ever had a headache before, and those aren't very enjoyable. Take that and multiply that by like 50. At times it feels like someone is putting nonstop pressure on your skull. I've had migraines where I literally have slept for 0 seconds of a night because it was so painful that I've had to pace around my house to try and find somewhere where it would stop hurting. It's just, yep, I've been to a neurologist. I have a prescription. I've got medicine for it. Oh yeah, throwing up has helped sometimes too. Yep, it's gotten that bad. Absolutely. Yeah, they're the worst. They're the worst. I wouldn't wish them upon anybody. They're the absolute worst, but it's something I've had ever since I was a kid. Do you know what causes yours? Everything. It could literally be anything, Saturn. Yeah. You turn the power off, you piece of shit. It could be if I'm out in the heat too long. It could be if I haven't eaten lunch. It could be if the weather changed. It could be, I mean, you name it. There's so many different triggers that can happen. Yeah, tons of stuff. Hey, go for a walk here. I'm walking here. All right. That's not a walk in here. Hey. Hey. Where are you? Are you near? 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 Are you close? Yo, stupid. Wait, can you be a... Oh, no. It can be a wraith. Is that why you haven't walked in the salt, you piece of shit? Go! Chill! No freezing. Do you see how it's 1 degree? Like 1.1? It's not freezies. What are you doing, broski? Son of a bitch. Here, do to take. Close the book. Yeah, the line that keeps flashing across my screen randomly, it's happening. It's a line that goes all the way across. It is very random. And it's like, I don't know how many pixels high. It's a few pixels high. What the fuck? I saw that. Hi, Brotator Jeep. Hi, Mr. Jeep. My cam's not on because I'm still wearing the shark suit. Yeah. I took injections for migraines for a year and it stopped to get pregnant and they never came back. Really? Ooh, interesting. Okay. Is it on all the monitors? No, just on my main one. He said broski. So I can I showed up as fast as I could. Hope you're having a good weekend, Mr. Tater. Yeah, it's just on the main monitor right now. And I'll tell you, I was messing around with VR yesterday a little bit, and I'm wondering if something I did, for which I changed nothing, made that happen. I was messing with VR because I'm trying to get VR to work so I can do a damn VR stream. Would you shut up? Gosh. You're gonna watch Alien? Ooh. I was gonna, my wife and I went to the movies yesterday, and she was like, I just don't want to see Alien. I was like, but Mom. But we did go to see Deadpool versus Wolverine finally. Which I'm shocked. The fact that she went to the movies with me to see a Marvel movie is crazy. Listen, Linda. Oh shit. Okay, I can't. Are you? Oh shit. Ah, couldn't even see you, nerd. It was really good. Yeah. It was really, really good. It was pretty damn gruesome at certain times. I'm just like, shit. That was basically like, damn. Turn the dots off? Yeah, but I'm not going to get dots as evidence, so it wouldn't do it though, right? I have EMF. Wait, I didn't even get my... Have I gotten my second evidence? She did like the movie. She did. Okay, I'm confuzzled. Wait a minute. Rafe. EMF, spirit box, and dots. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Maybe it is dots. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Bud. We're gonna go check the cam. Yeah, I've had the dots bug hunt. I think I've had that happen to me once. I think once. All the writers of Deadpool just get the memes and I love it. I know. So many cameos. So many cameos. Tom, thank you for the follow. Welcome in, dude. How we doing? Hey, how are you? Yeah. So I have some stuff to figure out. I got to figure out why my screen is doing that. I've shut down my PC. I've reopened my... I've turned it back on. All that jazz. I'm gonna have to check the connections, make sure all that's okay. Slayer, thank you for the 17 months. Hey, how are ya? Hey, how's it going? What's up, dude? We think we have a wraith and it's being a butthole. It won't give me the second evidence, and for a wraith, you're looking at EMF, spirit box, and dots, and we have this, so it's gonna be one of those two. I want you to rest. Now, I was noticing it yesterday. Wonder if the monitor's dying. Oh no. I hope not. It's a nice monitor. Which is funny because the two monitors next to me are kind of shit monitors. And they're fine. Ryan, thank you for the year, dude. How old is it? How long have I had this monitor? Like, not even that old. It's been like a year or two. Valkyrie, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Tell the Wraith to be nice. I want the Wraith to give me the second evidence. Please? The monitor's screaming. Yeah, but it's randomly. It's in a random spot. There's nothing that's triggering it. It's just happening. And it's happening even when nothing is going on. Like when I have nothing open, it's still happening. It was your cable? Okay. I'll have to check. I'll have to do some cable checks. I mean, everything, it's running okay. I'm just randomly seeing that goddamn line. It's all no, it's a new Phas feature. No. They've partnered with Dixper. We're in trouble. Wait. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Hey, Apple, welcome back. What the dickens? What you doing, bruh? Yo, Flip, thank you for the prime. Oh boy. JC, what's up? Bo Burnham, I know. Love it. Listen, man. Listen, man. I need you to give me dots. I need you to do the ting. Where's my camera? I don't know where my camera. Who put my camera somewhere? God damn it. This turd. Dixper is a thing. That's right. Listen up, lady. Eat a crucifix or something. Spear box or dots. Well, you're not giving me either of those. Cursed? I don't know. Not there. Oh no. Oh no, it's those. She wants me to take a seat? How funny would that be if you could? Gonna lurk. Appreciate the lurk, friend. Well, we already have a ghost photo. I said I already have one, ma'am. God damn it. Where are you? Are you near? Oh God. Where are you? Come on, Mike. Wait. Where are you? Are you near? Why is this not registering my voice? Hello? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? What the fuck?
An elderly victim.
What the dick? Check, 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 check. Yeah, what? Hello? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Where are you? What the fuck? Where are you? What is this? What is happening? Are you near? Dude, what is happening? Jiminy Christmas. Jiminy Christmas. Finally gave us the second. It walked over the salt anyway. Yeah. Obvious, right? Yeah. Good grief. You're scared? You should be scared. This is scare tactics. All right, got that there. Got that there. We can go over here. We can do a cleanse. We'll make it hunt. Try to make it hunt. What's a pinned message? It's a message that's pinned at the top of the chat. Yeah. Kind of like when you pin a comment in a video. It's at the top of the comments. Yeah. Buggy after update? Maybe. The voice stuff? Yeah, I think I've seen other people have problems too. Making a joke? I don't think you were. Are the cards any useful? Yeah, they can be. They can be. It's just all chance what you're going to get, though. It's all chance what you're actually going to get. Sammy, thank you for the 16 months. Hello, friend. We're just going to give it a try. Okay. See? Useful. Oh, God, I can't hear. Oh, God, I can't hear. Oh, God, I can't hear. Okay. I'm not going to get dots. So I should not get a dot bugged hunt. I haven't had a hanged man in like, dude, it feels like it's been like a year. What is happening to my light? What the fuck? That was laggy. What the fuck? Oh, hi, lady. What you doing? I can make you a sandwich. You want a sandwich? Oh, you're coming back for the sandwich? Are you gonna go sit down at the table? All right, I'll make you a sandwich. I got you, boo-boo. I got you, boo-boo. Can't believe I wasn't here on Friday. I know. We were talking about it all stream. I can't believe that you're not here. What the f... Do that, do that, do that. Get you. Should have gotten a picture. Well, I don't want to get a failed photo, so I didn't take one. Yeah. Excuse me, ma'am. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Why did I grab this? Goddamn autopilot. I meant to grab the firelights. Son of a bitch. It's a day, man. Jen, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. God damn it. I meant to grab these. Ay, ay, ay. Falling apart. This day is a day, man. 'Tis a day. Ma'am, I'm back. I brought gifts. Gotta go get my camera. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Alright. Oh, turn off the power. You suck. Understood. Alright. You've turned out nothing. No, it's a wraith. No questions asked. It's a wraith. We're just, now we're finishing our photos, because why not? We're close enough. We just need 4 photos. Might as well go for it. Doing good, Bug. How are you? Ma'am. Please. Ma'am. Do the ting. Here, I'll give you a boot. What's that all about? You want the poo bucket? I'll give you the poo bucket. There you go. Hey, guitar. Oh, I appreciate it, friend. Thank you. No, it's okay. Like I said, we'll, you know, it was getting better throughout the day, so we'll see how long we go for. We're doing all right now. Okay, have you given up all hope here? Do you want the light off? Are you shy? Here, turn that off. Beepo! Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Throw in your poo bucket. Oh, that sounded gross. Joe. Hey, Joe. 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 Dutch, thank you for the 14 months. Appreciate you, friend. Thank you for the sub. Welcome back. Okay, it's just given up now. It hasn't blown out the light that's upstairs. It's not touching any of these lights. It's not interacting with anything. You play Phas at full brightness and never carry a flashlight. Is it bad? No, that's fine. You do you, boo-boo. Okay, yeah, you're cool. Nerd. Shakora, thank you for the 8 months. Welcome back. Hello. Oh, you did the ting. You also, oh, you threw the poo bucket. All right, I need 2 more. Come on. Shamo. Thank you, Maria. I appreciate it. Thank you, friend. Can all ghosts explode lights? Yes. Yes. The mayor actually prefers that ghost event, though. So just keeping that in mind. If the ghost is blowing out multiple lights, I don't know what you did, and I don't trust it. If the ghost has blown out multiple different lights, keep a lookout for a mare, because it's the preferred event for it. Ghost is upset I touched a poo bucket. Are you able to take a picture of the busted light? No. No, it won't do anything. Ghost. Okay. I don't know what that even was. What did you even throw, dude? What did you... Okay. I don't know what you threw. I don't really care. Good enough for me. Bye, nerd. Taking my lantern, too. Man. I'm telling you, just getting ghosts that are so freaking passive. Why? Why? All right, we got all the objectives. We got all the photos. We got all the things. We got to go. All right, I got it. All right. Mr. Slow Roll. Ew. Missed you, my lovely friend. Oh, thank you, Slow. I appreciate it, man.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
I appreciate you, dude. It is so good to see you, Slow. Hey, what up, French? All right. I'll wipe the old glasses off here so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Cosmic! Oh my goodness, 11 months. Holy moly. Been lacking. No, stop it. Cosmic, dude. Everybody's IRLs have been crazy and busy lately. I appreciate you. How's your butthole? It was actually fine. Mel, it was perfectly fine. Thank you. I would have my PNG tuber on right now, Mel, but for some reason, Phaz is using up every single bit of graphics I have available on my computer, and I don't know why. Yeah. So I don't know if that's a Phaz thing or a me thing. I'm unsure, but Phaz is the only application doing it. Yeah, I don't know. Again, it might be a me thing. This is also the second time where I loaded into Phaz and it reset my graphics settings, and it never does that, but it's done it twice this week. Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of people saying, yeah, it was really laggy for me. I was having issues. I was having problems. This week has been weird. Yeah, that's worrying to me. Mine did that too this week. Like, there's a lot of people. Yeah. I heard changing anti-aliasing to FXAA. Don't I have it set to that? I have MSAA. Okay. I thought I had it on. Let's try. Joe's out of town. Maybe they made a big break. Dude, I swear to God. Nope, I'm still, like, right now the usage is still the same. Like, it hasn't changed. Even changing the anti-aliasing to that has done nothing. Yep, the ghosts are trying to take out our PC. All right, where are we going? Where are we going? Stupid. Stupid. Stupid things. Rick, thank you for the follow. Welcome in, dude. Why isn't that chat showing up either? What is going on? School. Blech. I'd rather go to the prison than go to the school. I'd rather go to the prison than go to the school. I mean, I guess I could go to the school. We don't do it very often. The PC's becoming self-aware. Yeah. Mobile sucks balls. Yeah, it's not very good. Yeah, it's not very good. You know what? Fine. You know what? Fine. Fine. Hey, Shade. What's up, dude?
All right, we're here.
I'm good. I'm trying to figure out, there's different things that are happening right now that shouldn't be happening, that are being fracking weird. Phasmo's just going crazy.
And it looks like they left in a hurry.
Yeah. All right, let me look. There's also frickin' StreamerBot logged me out of this over here. We're just losing our minds today, guys. I'm sorry. It's just the way that it is. Oh, happy Sunday. Oh, Oklahoma. Let's go here. Platform there. Count. Why did this log me out? Okay. Let me close down that chat. Let me open it back up again. Maybe that'll fix it. Maybe that'll fix it. I couldn't see messages from the other side, but now I can. Chat sent me to this ship with tier 1. Yeah, but that's different though. Didn't you prestige? Isn't that a different story though? Prima, thank you so much for the 11 months. Finally be able to catch a stream. Oh, I appreciate you being here, friend. Sorry my face hole's not on the screen, but today's just one of those days. One of those days, friend. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, dealing with the issues. All the tings. Dealing with the tings. And Simple, thank you so much for the 5-month prime. It's a Raiju, that mother. All right, I don't think we're going to get any orbitals. No luck today. No luck today. All right, let's rock. We'll do that guy. Let's do you. Go. Mobile's poo. That is facts. And they still haven't fixed it yet either, which is wild. Freaking wild. What's up, Cat? Welcome in, friend. Nice to see you. You can't see me, though. What do we got? Oh, hi, Song. Hi, friend. Well. Looky. I got hooky. All right, first things first, we're going to go turn the power on. Why do I hear a disembodied flash? Well, you see, a thing happened. Power? Hey, look at that. First try. We've got the juice. Halogen, hello. Yeah, fat dude. Fast is doing something. Right now, what the... It's at... Okay. I was sitting at 99.9% usage. I'm now at 50. What is going on? Like, when I got to high school, it went to 50. Is it the map? What? Nope. Oh, it's going back up to 100 again. Oh, here we go. Dude, there has to be a leak. There has to be a leak. Hold on. There has to be a leak. Hold, please. Give me a sec. I'm just going to sit here in high school. It's fine. I guess I could also... Here, we could do a 2 for... I'll look this way. Like this. Leak. That's not, you know what I mean. Do you have really bad drops too? No, it's just all of a sudden my graphics go crazy. There's a lot of people that said that they've been having issues lately though. Okay. Let's put this here. Put that there. Let's go to the truck. We go to EMF fiber. What up, Nikki? How are you? Welcome in. No, Faz is the only thing going ham for me. And I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. All right, we need the EMF. We're going to grab a smooge because, well, safety. And a lantern for looks. I'm good. I'm good. My camera is not on today because I woke up with a awesome, lovely, great migraine. Yeah. Let's try. Where are you? No? That's fun. Where are you? Look. Check, 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 check. The game hears me perfectly fine. Where are you? Yeah, something's broken. Awesome. Where are you? Where are you? Huh. Isn't that the bug in single player? Is there a bug in single player where you can't? Why do you cry? Why is it so sad? What happened? Huh. Oh, there you are. Waddle, waddle. Waddle, waddle! All right, we're good. Hey, what's up, noob? All right, so she's upstairs. Somewheres. This was being dumb. Off we go. Wee. Speedy waddle, waddle. All right, let's just go up. She was upstairs this whole time. She's got to be up here somewhere. Oh, that's a lighter. Ma'am? Are you in here? This door's open. Are you inviting me in? No? Okay, good talk. No? Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know what the hell was going on with the board. I don't know if single player, that's still an issue. I feel like I didn't have an issue the other day. Hello, Susan. Hello. Is it more over there? It might actually be over here. It's what it does for you in all your games. Really? Weird. The game hears me perfectly fine. Jesus. Troll you. Always on multiplayer, even if I'm alone. Well, we might have to do some testing. I don't know where the ghost is. I've heard nothing. It was definitely upstairs. Unless it was downstairs and then it roamed to upstairs. Do, 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 do. Me. Ghost, are you actually down here? Wait. Oh, wait. What? Skip it, Bob. What? I'm sorry. Is the thermo broken? What is the point of being able to hold and it change temps if it's not going to change temps? It's freezing. Go! We're all right. We're all right. Everything's fine. Jesus. Jiminy Christmas. Stupid ghost. Thank you for the lurk. Appreciate you, Jabbit. All right. Well, that's not going to be helpful at all, but we definitely lost some sanity. Was that EMF 5? No, not during an event. You're not going to get it. We'll take 2. Call you in the morning. Call you in the morning. Oh, I would need to take that off, don't I? Hopefully it'll work this next time, but we're going to have to do some testing. Yeah, like even going through this menu right now is laggy. Like why? What the fuck? What is happening, dude? What is happening? What have they done? What's the point of doing lurk? It's just letting me know that you have the stream open, but you aren't necessarily paying attention to it at this moment. See if it's the same for you. Yeah, definitely worth a try. Any herbs or spices? No? Okay. Oh, that's right. You did the thing, didn't you? Because you suck and we hate your face. We'll do one there. We'll do one over here. And we'll do one, do one over here. Oh, shit. Nailed it. Nothing. All right. So, that's a no on the UV. That is a no on the orbs. All right. Yo, big boy, what's up, dude? Welcome in. Love the vids. I appreciate it, man. Today's more of a chill day just for the simple fact that, again, woke up with a migraine, so didn't want to have lights on in my face. Didn't want to have lights in the face. Good. Let's get you. Go back in. Hey, Shan, what's up? But again, small victories. My camera's normally where the equipment is in the bottom right for like the tier 3 temps. So there we go. Well, there we go. Why using tier 2 salt? Is it better than the tier 3? It's just a matter of what you like to do. So I don't like to change the speed of the ghost very often. So tier 2, I can get the widespread salt without slowing it down. So it's just a preference. It's just preference. Well, you're walking over here a bunch, so let's do this. Miss Squeeze Me. Where are you? Are you near? Look how it's not registering my voice. Dude, there's got to be something wrong. Where are you? Are you near? Oh, what the fuck have they done? Cool. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Fucking shit. I never use this. Okay. Son of a bitch. Z-Tax? Let's put the book down. Wait a minute. What is this black? Is that supposed to be, is that a shadow? Is that supposed to be a shadow from that? I'm confused. Confuzzlement. Hey, sissy. Oh, thank you, friend. No, I appreciate you. Yeah, it was feeling better throughout the day. Like, it started to feel better. That's why I don't have a camera on. So I was like, I'm good enough that I can play and stream and hang out, but not to have cam and lights on. So I was going to have the PNG tour, but unfortunately, the game is going ham sandwich. Kai, thank you for the 8 months. So I'll have to do some research after the stream and see if anybody else is having issues. There's apparently a lot of people in the chat that are been having a lot of framing issues over the past week. So I don't know if that's a us problem or a them problem. No bugs, just features. So I'll have to look into it, see what's going on. Mike. Mike. What up, Mike? Mike, I'm having problems, man. I'm having multiple problems that are like stacking on top of each other, which are not very cute. They're definitely not adorbs, that's for sure. We need a photo of you. I need a motion sensor. We're gonna do this. We're gonna take one of you, call you in the morning. One of you. Yeah, we should be good. We should be good. Let me guess. They all have to do with room boundaries. No. My game feels like it's using every resource that it has available. I have special meds for my migraines. Yeah. I have, unfortunately, so I've got my normal medication that I take daily for them, but then I also have what's supposed to be like emergency meds to like get rid of one instantly. No, they actually make them worse. So it's like, I have to find an alternative, and I haven't found one yet. Ain't found one yet. What was that? Hokey! Thank you for the dono. I am more than happy to help with Phasmo. Thank you for the dono, friend. I appreciate you. Thank you, bot. Wait, was that me? Oh, that's the ghost. At Phasmo. Dude, like that's like randomly laggy. Yeah, so Mike, that's the issues I'm dealing with right now. Randomly it gets laggy and it'll stop, and then all of a sudden, again, it's using all my resources. I can't have extra things open right now because graphically Phasmo's using everything. Excedrin does nothing. Excedrin migraine's actually pretty good for me. It usually does the job. It's just I don't have any instant gratification. Like if I have a migraine, anything I take, it takes a while. Go! It takes a minute. Oh, I knew it. There it is. Right. We got right. Phasmophobia, that's right. Phase Clan is creating a new horror game. I like it. Shush. I need you to show up, please. Like, what is with these passive ass ghosts? Like, right now, it's framey. It's framey right now. All of a sudden, it just started using, like, that's why I was telling them earlier, Mike. I was like, I don't know, man. I think there might be a leak. Like, it's polygon beds all over again. What the fuck happened, though? Because this game, I mean, this hasn't changed. You possess the ghost. How dare you? Show up, stupid. I should also be able to click this globe and it spin. I'm sorry, but that should just be at all times. Ask it if it likes chips. I might have been one of the first people to start that. Hey, what's up, trash? Look, the ghost is just not showing up. I think the update when they added the photo deletion broke it. Yeah, but it's just started today. Or I didn't notice it until today. Ghost is too busy celebrating. Yeah. Yeah, as for playing with migraines and stuff, like, I know my limits. I know when I should not. When I'm okay to play and when I'm not. If I was feeling it right now more, I would not be playing. Yeah. Kazama, thank you for the prime. Your game's weird the last 3 days? Okay. Well, just make sure, like, definitely make sure you're going into the Phas Discord and letting them know when you're having issues with the game, because you might not be the only one. And more than like one person saying I'm having an issue, I'm seeing a lot of framing, I'm watching my task manager, it's using all these resources, it's doing this. It's good because then if enough people are reporting it, then it's an issue that they need to take care of. Up until 24 hours, people have been reporting Spirit Box not being recognized in the game crashing. Fucking hell. Well, guys, what comfy cozy game? We can play a little to the left without a camera. That's pretty damn cozy, yeah. The ghost is not showing up, so I think we're just going to give up on that. Lost cause. Frank, thank you for the follow, man. 101, welcome in. What is the issue with voice recognition? Right now, the issue seems to be that, like, you can see here, if I go into audio, check, nothing, right? I'm on push to talk. Good. Check. Okay, good. But the issue is, when I do this, where are you? Are you near? Oh, that looks better now because it's showing up as white. But look, there's no recognition. Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Are you angry? When you do see it, it's like, it's not based off of something you asked. So yeah, it's not picking up my voice. My microphone is correct. Everything is correct. Impulse bought a new horror game? Hell yeah. Can Gloria be seen in dots on a photo camera? No, just a video camera. Just a video camera. It's lagging for me and I've never seen it lag. What the fuck? Just so I know. You want to do the thing? I want to do it whenever Phasmo's not going crazy, Mike. Yeah, thank you. I definitely want to, though. I 100% want to. It's just when it's not giving us issues. I don't want to deal with issues like this while we're trying to do that. 2 to 3 business years. Roger that. Dude, fuck. I'm out. Bye, idiot. Look how long we're sitting in the ghost room. It's doing nothing. Spirit box seems to be working, though. Okay. It's not working for me. Had the same problem with the mic in the game. Had to put setting on Vosk. What did I change mine to? Well, see, no, but here's the problem. It's picking up my voice. We can see visually that it's picking up my voice. Like, we go here. This is your test to see if it's picking up your voice. Check, right there. It sees my voice perfectly fine. No problem whatsoever. It's there. But, however, second week ever playing Phasmo. Personally, haven't had any mic issues in the game. Good. Yeah, the voice chat and the voice recognition are 2 different systems. Correct. Queso, thank you for the prime for 3 months. Sent your information on what I take. Oh, thank you, Sissy. Thank you. I will absolutely check it. Because, yeah, I have had them since... Okay, FS goes. I'm so tired of waiting. Oh, wait. Did I ever find out what it is? All this talk about the, like, Phasmo going nuts and all this stuff. I don't think I ever figured out what it was. What was our second piece of evidence? It was writing. It was the book. All right. Well, it's not you. It's unlikely you. So it's this or this. It was throwing items with me in the room, yeah? No way. No way. No way. Hold on. This might be a bad idea, but we're going to try it anyway. Do I have a firelight in... I have one in the building. Okay. Did this mother effer turn off the power? It did ring the phone like 5 times. This is facts. This is truth. Caster Dude, thank you for the 10 months. Shady demon, dude. It's gonna hunt now. Ghosty. it's a 3 meter like reach for the ghost. If it blows out the firelight, there's no way it's anything else. Ghosty, where are you? Your audio never works. Mine always works. No flippin' way that this is a demon. Your Phas is at 4050 CPU. Mine's rocking about 30. It can't be a shade. It blew out the firelight in the room with me, and I was far enough back inside of that room that it couldn't have been in the hallway or in another room. And my day is ruined. Cinepark, thank you for the prime. Will, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. It can't be a shade. It has to be a demon. Unless it's a Moroi that we... Well, wait, no. I don't have Spirit Box. It literally can't be a Moroi. It has to be a demon. Like, really? I'm going with it. If it's a shade, then we got some talking to do. When are we starting to take bets on whether or not the console release gets delayed again? Oh God. What a shitty demon, man. Wow. Wow. What a crappy ghost. Telling you, all the ghosts have been passive for me. All of them. All of them. It's community night today. No, I'll have a community night at the end of the month if we reach the sub goal for the month. Gross. Did they change the ability count inside of here? I can't remember, because what this used to be where even if it tried to hunt and failed, because it would do like a roll of the dice where it would try to hunt you, it could fail. It would count that as an ability. I think they were planning on changing that. Yeah. The demon was scared. Well, what do you mean the demon was scared? Look at my... What do you mean? What do you mean? It's the ghost that's gotten me the most. Playing on professional and every ghost was only giving me one evidence. Yeah, dude, ghosts are being so passive. It makes me think that they're doing it on purpose. Self-doubt demon. I just watched one of the VODs the other day where you had the least polty. Right. They won't do it. I was talking to Mike about the Jinn ability. Like all these different things that were happening that all of a sudden just are not happening anymore. I keep getting told that the Jinn ability still works, but I have not seen a clip of it. I have not seen it work ever since the Apocalypse update. They're like, no, it still works. I'm like, do you have a clip? Well, no. What? Hi. Yes, please. Please do. If it works, that's great. I just haven't seen it. I know I play a lot of solo, so unfortunately we can't hear the EMF inside of the parabolic microphone, which doesn't make sense because we should be able to. I recommended it when they first started. When they added writing to something that we could hear in the parabolic microphone, I'm like, why can't we hear the EMF? That doesn't make any sense. Why can we hear that evidence, but we can't hear that one? It's like, yeah, just let us know and we'll add it. Okay, we should add this. Nope. But you can hear dots buzz, though. So if you're curious to know if your dots are working, they are. Why could we hear dots but not EMF? I don't know. It's a mystery.
We've arrived. Check the equipment.
Ay. It's testing my limits today.
New intel.
It's testing my limits today.
Possibly harmless, but
You haven't had any framing issues, but you've had ghosty issues. Okay. Yeah. Abake, no orbs anywhere. Checked a million times, dude. You can hear the fans loud enough? Wait, what? Can you hear the fans loud enough? My fans? Yeah, those aren't very loud right now. Oh, the Tanglewood fan. Oh. I thought you were talking about my computer, Gaga. Yeah. Yeah, the Tanglewood fan. If you turn your parabolic microphone and you look over there, loud AF. That's right. I learned that trick from Mike, where if you cycle really quickly through the parabolic while looking at a sound, it will stop that sound. Have I played the Lighthouse map? A few times. Yeah. A few couple. Why use 2 on Smudge? I don't like to change the speed of the ghost. No Frank, huh? Haven't heard any ghosties. Ew. Did we do the Lighthouse map a bunch of times last stream? We did. We did. Hello. And now I'm gonna be cursed with this effing thing every frickin' time. I don't like that they lowered the volume of the hiss. I don't either. I didn't agree with that change. No, I kind of liked when it was loud because it was jump scary. I think people complained enough that it was too loud, so they lowered it. Next, the ghosts won't be allowed to hunt. The only way to figure out what ghost type it is by shaking their hand at the front door. You will go by firmly grasping it. Alright, so you're upstairs somewhere, hotshot. Where you at? Where you at? It won't be a death hug. It'll just be a literal hug. Well, I don't know. It is a squeezer. Ghost! Where you at, stupid? Here, we'll put this down here. Dots have a pretty big range. Oh, the door. Is it this one? Oh, it's a closet. It's a closet. All right. Good. Ah, no. We'll leave it off. Now we complain about not being loud enough. Amen. Amens. Ay. No, thank you. Yeah. Huh. Play Wonderwall. He did it through the wall. The Wonder Wall. And now we have that audio Doppler effect. When you're going between floors and you hear the ghost, when it goes to a different floor, the hunt, the audio actually changes pitch. Why? I don't know. It just does. Just because. Sorry, today's a bitching stream. You just have to accept it. Sorry. I get headaches, so we just... Yeah. Shut up. What door? What door was it? What was that door? This door. You got fingers on that door? No fingers on that door. Oh, but you're gonna touch a window, huh? Think you're hot? Huh? No. 2 degrees. I'm enjoying the bitching. It's entertaining. Well, good. All right. I'll be back. Need you. Let's check there for you. Oh my Lanta, that's bright. Holy mackerel. There we go. Let's go dot that room some more. Why? Because we can. Cleanse and repel. All right. From Mylings, it seems like I can always hear them if they're on a different floor, but just not when it's on the same floor. You can always hear them when they're on a different floor, but not on the same floor. It just depends on how far away it is. Oh God, this shit again. Where are you? Usually if it detects a mic trigger, it'll try to do something. Hello? Please don't make me change the text. I'm just gonna leave you on, okay? I'm gonna be that guy. Don't be that guy, pal. Is it possible to play the game at the lowest brightness? Yeah, just shut your eyes. Hello? Now I don't know if the ghost can actually hear me or not. What did you do? I've done a blindfolded run before and got it right. Okay, well that's not fair. Get you, get you, get you, and you. Have you tried asking the ghost nicely? If it could hear me? Hello, sir. Pardon me. Can you hear me? Hey, beef jerky man. You won't spawn on the bed. You won't do it, nerd. Oh, wait. Oh. Oh. Oh, no writing, eh? What the hell are you doing here? Hey. Hello. Don't you turn my light off, nerd? Flash has done a run with a Guitar Hero controller before. This is facts. I don't know if it's tried to go for a response or not, man. We haven't gotten anything from this ghost, though. I don't have a camera. I just realized this. I went like this and didn't have a camera. You know why? Because I dropped it to pick up that shit. Why was that muffled, by the way? Did you hear that that sound was muffled? Oh, there's freezing. You. Why? Why was it muffled? Oh, I did that earlier, big boy. We literally did that at the beginning of the stream. Yeah. Oh, me playing with the Guitar Hero controller? Yeah, you can see it on speedrun.com. Yeah. If you go to my runs and you check out the one with Guitar Hero, it's there. 'Tis there. That's because you don't have nice things to say. Beef Jerky Man, you are like the bestest at finding pants. You are really tall. Don't gotta lie to him. Well, listen. Thank you for the follows. Welcome in. What else can we say about Beef Jerky Man? Your musk is overwhelming. I hate your face. What's up, GD? How are you? Oh yeah, just don't crouch. Yeah, if you have Beef Jerky Man, I would highly recommend not crouching. There's nowhere to hide. What the dick are you doing out here? Just because it's blocked. Just because it's blocked and you can't go in it doesn't mean you can't use the doors to break line of sight. Now, if the ghost would have touched the door and opened it, I would have been screwed. I was willing to risk it for the biscuit because I had a smudge on me. Yeah. All right. Now, hear me out. I had freezing. Did that go sound slow to you? How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet I'm missing spirit box? I don't feel like going back up to the room to get one, so we're gonna get this one. How much you want to bet? Sound like slow twin? I think so too. I wasn't paying attention at first because I was just, you know, not wanting Ghosty to eat my shorts, but... $3.99? Got that there, got that there. What the? Where's my lighter? Hello? Did I throw it there? What the? What do I do with it? I don't know. Can you use text to speech? I'm gonna have no choice. I'm gonna have no choice. I have to. I has to. Let's go put another backups. Let's put 2 backup smudges over there. Yeah. Hey Mohammed, what's up? Also, F these shoes. Okay. Lurkies, don't do silly things. Roger that. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you, friend. Always lovely to see you. Okay. What the? Oh, it hates those shoes too. Gaming, hello. Well, I guess I'm gonna need this shit anyway. I need to figure out what room you're in. Go butter. Wait. No flashlight in here? No. I got this though. Doesn't work. Yum. I wanted to eat a crucifix, so I know I have time. I needed to eat a crucifix. That's not a crucifix. Okay, you're definitely hallway. It's 2 degrees out here. Come on, eat it. Eat it. Eat it. Is there a good way to tell when it leaves the room? Motion sensors, it can be really useful for that. I can't hear the ghosty. Oh, Sinister, thank you for gifting room. What's up? Wait. Oh, did it just turn it off? Oh, okay. Wait, or did... What the fuck? Hello? Wait, did you just register my voice? Where are you? Dude, fuck you. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? This is concerning. What the fuck? It's weird to watch the stream without the cam, I know. Use the walkie. Yeah, I was trying to do that before. Like, using that to do it. Yeah, I tried. It's just not registering anything. Rukia, hello! Oh, you're cute. Dude, what the f... Okay, how'd you blow that out if you're over here? You don't make sense. Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Where are you? Are you near? Hey, are you here? Hey, hey, hey! Are you near? Eee. You think he's near? I'm not sold. What the hell, man? Relax. Oh, now we eat it. What a piece of shit. Now are you sold? A little bit. Nom nom. Might as well while we're here, eh? Yee. Yee. You know what? We're doing it like this. What just happened? Watch my sanity. Oh no, I'm within hunting, man. Yeah, I'm within hunting. We're in bad shape. Did somebody just do something in the throat? I can't see the alert. Oh. How dare. Well, I'll have to check it in a little bit. Guys, I don't know who did it, but thank you for the throne gift. Oh, shit. Oh, listen how fast it is. You're not a twin. Maybe. Maybe. An anonymous. Aw. Well, whoever the hell did it anonymously. Friendo. The fuh. Thank you, dude. Uh-oh, stinky. All right, we're gonna do a Moroi test. Because this ghost is obviously not this. Nope, nope. Could be this, but I don't think so because the speed is too consistent, honestly, in my opinion. Corksy, thank you for the raid. My face isn't on the screen today, but hi, friends. Welcome, 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 welcome. Oh my goodness, look at all these peeps. Ram, Nogo, what's up? How are you? Janine, what's up, Melly? Pixel, hi, how are ya? Hey, how's it going? Oh my goodness. Odyssey, how are you? Cozy weekend stream. Yeah, I woke up today with a freaking migraine, so it started feeling better throughout the day, but I didn't want to have the lights on in my face, so that's why I don't have a camera on today, if anybody's curious. Yeah. Doesn't Hantu do the freezing breath if the power's off? This is facts. And I'm pretty sure the power's off and we didn't see breath. So it probably wouldn't be. That's why I'm thinking no, no, no. I think it's one of these two. We don't see orbs. I'm really thinking it's this. Oh, Gamer Wolf. Thank you for gifting Quarksy a sub. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you, Valley. No, no, I appreciate it. Thank you, friend. We talk about it frequently, about migraines, just because it's one of those things that I have to deal with. And it's like, I know my limits. If I can't deal with it, I won't stream or I won't play. But right now we're okay. We're okay. It's off and there was no breath. Yeah. I remembered to look. Well, thank you. I know, because we're trying to look at 15 different things. Corksy, how was your stream, friend? How did it go? Thank you for the follows, guys. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Janine. Best bass clarinet player. That's a hell of a claim. Wolf, how are you? Arson, Kayla. Another Kayla. Strawberry, Asura. Kayla, thank you for the prime. Cool cake, bro. I like cake. Preaching to the choir for real. I've had chronic migraine. Yeah, same here, Corksy. Yeah, literally same. My parents used to just force feed me Excedrin. Yeah, same here, man. I feel you. All right, we're going to take these. No. Roger that. Smudge. Smudge. Okay. Giga, welcome in. Important. Yes, always check. All right, we're gonna wait for the hunt. When the hunt happens, we're gonna num these. So the Moroi. Oh, you son of a bitch. Ew, I looked right at it. Oh fuck. Yeah, he's all kinds of naked. Hear how slow it is now? Where are my hands? Oh, Kayla. Kayla, what the fuck? Wait, when did the power come back on? What the fuck? Kayla. Thank you for the subs. Holy shit. Yeah, poor guy's looking for pants, man. Relax, okay? Poor Christopher Elliott. Kayla. Thank you so much, man. You turned it back on. Oh yeah, that was me. Sorry, migraine dad brain. Yeah, I totally went down and turned it back on. I just work here, man. You guys just hold me accountable. That's it. Good grief. Jen, Pixel, thank you guys for the follows. Gonna do the card. Are the cards there? No. I have the board. I don't have the cards. Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't have the cards. I would do them. I did them last. Okay, I did them on the last one. Oh my goodness. Well, we had turned it off for today, Tika, because of not having the cam on the screen. All right, we need to. Oh, I need to repel it anyway, huh? Get all of our smoochies. Why it was down here venting, I don't know. Yeah, the way the gifted subs work, sometimes, I mean, I get gifted subs sometimes to streams I've never been in before. It's sort of, it's weird sometimes how they prioritize it, but like if I get gifted, I'll just stop in and be like, hey, I don't know who you are, but what's up? Oh my. Azu, thank you for the 2-month prime. Thank you so much, friend. Oh, Gamer Wolf, you guys, man. Wait, what am I doing? I took all that sanity. It's not gonna hunt now. Oh shit. We gotta make it happen. Well, here, I'll just do it like this since I can't talk to the board effectively. Oh shit. Don't. So I wasn't expecting the ghost to be completely moved down here. Oh, Obama's sub again. Oh man, he's gonna love it. Lago, thank you so much for the gift. Oh, he loves the stream. He stops by every Tuesday. I'm not live on Tuesdays, by the way. Not on Twitch, anyway. Yeah, it saw the pants. It was jelly. It was major jelly. Okay. We're not going to go for the perfect game on this one. We got the objective. I think that's good. Hey, sorry, that's been enough close calls. I mean, I'm just hanging out, you know. Me and Christopher Elliott, just hanging around. Gamer, thank you for the follow. Oh, man. Oh, man. So, yeah, the test that I did there for the Moroi, there's a couple different ways you can do it, but the test that I did there was taking sanity during the hunt because it will slow the ghost down if it's a Moroi. The Moroi speed is based off sanity. So if I can just get it to within hunting range, not take any pills, and then take all those pills during a hunt, and it slows it way, way down, Moroi. That was twice it spawned on my booty. This is factuals. These are hard factuals. Oh, my Lanta. Sounds like you know a lot about Morois. You know, I know a thing or two about a thing or two with a thing or two. Hi, Cheebs. Chiba! Hi, Cheebs. How are you, my friend? Guys, follow my lovely, amazing teammates like Miss Epic and Mr. Cheebs. It's obviously a demon. No, the high school we had a demon. That thing was crap. What an awful ghost. Thing or two about a thing or two. We've been making it a habit now of whenever Chiba's streaming some weird different game that has nothing to do with horror that we rate him. Do you know about it? Do you know a thing or two though? Yes. Yes. All right. Let's go to a farmhouse. So I'm a little, okay. I might need to do an audio test real quick. Yeah, Spicy, thank you for Spicy Man, thank you for the bits, by the way. As you can see, it hears my voice. But I'm having issues with the spirit box actually picking up my voice. Mr. Khan, thank you for the prime. Welcome in. Thank you so much, friend. We could ask Cheeb all the questions. You should ask Cheeb all the questions. AskCheebs.com. AskCheebs.com. Okay. Do I have... Why is this one 0? Why is the reward 0? Friendly ghost is off. What? What is this? Try relaunching the game, see if it fixes it. Yeah, I could. Tis true. Maybe I could try. Hold on. Before we do that, though, let's do this. Let's get out of single player. Let's just see. Just to try. I'm not even going to go into the map. Like, we'll load in the map, but then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stand outside because it'll still recognize your voice. Sure. Whatever, it doesn't matter. All right, let's see. So the game hears my voice. Check. Push docs off. Okay, cool. Where are you? Are you near? Yeah, something's up, man. Check. Feels so buggy today. Yeah, Kitty, it feels weird, man. It feels really weird. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? That's what I did earlier. We had to turn it on to text just so I could get things to work. Just to get things to work. Oh, that's not right. That's how, okay, so this shows you how it should work. It should hear the question, recognize the question, and then show me that there was no response from the ghost, which is the red lines. Does Vosk windows make a difference? Let's try. Okay. Oh, wait. Whoop. Let's go to... First, we'll do Windows, because this is, I think, what I've been on forever. Where are you? Are you near? Jack shit. Go to Vosk. Apply. Where are you? Are you near? Fucking nothing. Where are you? Where are you? Okay, let me make sure of something else. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, that's right. Let's try it again. Let's try one more time. Text. Apply. Ask. Are you gonna stream tomorrow? Yes. Tomorrow, Mondays, we do the weekly. Yeah. Okay, Windows. Apply. Where are you? Are you near? No. Where are you? Where are you? You know what? Here. Actually, we're going to do this. We're going to F4 the game. We're going to F it. Let me restart it. The weekly will have the spirit box as your only tool. It'll have spirit box. It'll give you Ouija board. What's this weekly challenge? Text or bust? Bastards. Thank you for the lurk, friend. Appreciate you. Mother effers. Hey, what's up, Dream? Good to see you, man. All right, let's try again.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, unplugging and plugging back in. That's correct.
We've arrived. Check this.
That is correct. Where are you? Where are you? Stereo. That's correct. Check, check, check. Where are you? You're confused what the hell we're doing. We're trying to figure out why the spirit box isn't working. Like the voice is not working right now. Bingo, what up? Where are you? The fuck? Where are you? Let's go into the house. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? I'm lost. I don't get it. I don't get it. I have a button for local and for global. I've got my I have my local and my global attached to my mouse. So I go inside the building. It works. I come back out and now it works. What? Where are you? Why? Okay, okay. I need a Ouija board.
Welcome back.
What are secrets? At least it's working. Yeah, listen, if it's working, I'm sold. That's fine by me, man. Let's do custom, sure. Contract. I need a Waluigi. Actually, we'll do both. You know what? No. Twofer. Waluigi. Okay. Ghost, I don't need you to hunt right now. So we're going to turn you to on. Player speed. Oh, that's sanity. That's not speed. Sprinting, infinite. Player speed, 150. Roger that. Okay. That should be good. Yeah. Sunny. Yeah. Custom. Sure. What the fuck? No, I'm getting a headache. Bro, that's what I'm saying. It's just amplifying it. Snow, welcome in. Thank you for the follow.
We've arrived. Check this.
All right. Give me this guy. There. It can't hunt us, but I need to be able to use the board in case I ask something stupid. No, wait. Get that guy. Go. No. All right. So. You. Molo! Thank you for the resub, you beautiful bean. Okay. How old are you? Goodbye. What the fuck? Why is it working all of a sudden? Look at the shadow. Did I hear the ghost close by the way? Hello? Hello? El Stinko, are you nearby? I'll wish to see you if I know where you are. Where are you? Courtyard? Goodbye. Goodbye. That's why. Or is there always an echo when you ring the bell? Yeah, there is. But it's really funny is that when I'm at 150% speed, you can actually hear like that Doppler effect. If I can nail it. Because it sounds like that, like a drive-by. Oh, I missed. Well, let's try again. Because now there's like that weird pitch thing happening. All right, where is it? Hey, where you at, bruh? Metronome. I want to use the wish, but I need to know where it is. I know you're here. Show yourself, Stinky. We're waiting. When I use the wish, it's going to show up wherever it is. And if it's all the way over there, we're not going to see it. I need to know it's close by. At least make it worth it. Oh, thank you, Kiwi. Yeah, all is well, friend. I appreciate you. Here, you want a shovel? There's a second shovel. Wait, you can pick up 2 here? What the dickens? When could you get 2 shovels? Oh my God, I never knew. Oh my God. I never knew that. I thought one was just there as decor and you could pick up the other one. Dude, are you here? Kenneth. Hello. Kenneth. Kenneth. Kenneth does not want to say hi to us. I don't like it. Kenneth, it said you were here. Kenneth, please. I don't know, Pepper. What's your name in the Discord? Mother. Oh. Oh. You were just roaming, eh? What did I do with the paw? Oh, shit. Mistakes were made. All mistakes were made. What did I do with the paw? Help. Help. Was it over here near the bushes? I had it near the lamp. Oh, God. Oh, there it is. I see it. I see it. Okay, we're good. Oh, you sneaky booger. Oh, I wish to see the ghost. Oh, well, hello there. Oh, my word. Your wish is granted. Oh, hi. What are you buying? Oh, man. Oh, my Lanta. Oh, my Lanta. All right, we're just going to guess and go. Okay, well, it's working. I don't know what the hell was going on, man, but it was working. Probably freezing. You're probably stupid Ure that I hate so much. What's the trade-off? You can't see your vision after the ghost starts hunting. Oh, it's a Dio. No.
Job's ready for you.
Yeah. Son of a biscuit. A frickin' Dio. Missed opportunities, man. Yeah. I mean, it kind of walked itself, to be fair. Could have gone walkies. I know. Yeah, there's a lot of things that seem to be happening. Yeah, for sure. All right. Let us see. Let us see. Old man. Yeah, that's why it's a Dio. Exactly. Exactly. See something earlier about if you hit 1.1, you know it's not freezing. No, if it hits 0.9, you know it's freezing. Yeah, if it gets to 0.9, there's ads they're about to play, by the way. If it gets to 0.9 degrees, then you know that it's a freezing ghost, and you're going to get freezing as evidence because regular ghosts can't go below 1. What up, doctor? How are you? Boo, 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 boo. Boop, 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 boop. So everything below 1 is freezing? Yeah, 0.9 or lower is freezing. Yep. You will get freezing as evidence if you have 0.9 or lower. That is correct. Because you could think of it like below 0 is freezing, but 0.920 is like early detection of freezing. What up, Jack? I thought it was below 0.9. That's what we just said. What do you mean? What do you mean? Daisy, thank you for the 11 months. Hi, friendo. Boop, 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 boop. 2 minutes of ads. Once they're done, we'll keep moving. Getting tier 1 spirit box evidence is hard sometimes. Oh, it's tough. It's just because you have to be closer to the ghost. That's all. That's the only thing. You have to be closer to the ghost. Where's the camera? We have it off for today. I didn't want to have lights in my face because of dealing with migraine stuff. Yeah. Is Pepper still here by chance? Shade, I swear to God. Yes. Oh, okay. I just wanted to fill you in. So the reason that you were banned from the Discord is because you're a shitty person and your bio is awful. That's why. Yeah. Because you said, let's see, F LGBTQ people, F pronouns. Yeah. And we don't deal with that. So there's a reason you were removed. Yeah. Sorry. Not sorry. There we go. And moving on. Yeah, sorry. Don't deal with that. They joined, didn't say a word. Luckily, we have awesome people like Olive and Phoenix and Mare and all these peeps that just randomly check. And they happened to see this person's bio and said, nope, bye. Adios. See you later. Not today, demon. Yeah, we don't deal with that. Negative. Yeah. Welcome to be a shitty person somewhere else. All right, ads are done. No, it's probably some child. It's probably some child that thinks they're funny putting it in their bio, but really they just look like a piece of shit. Anywho. That's right, though. We don't give any more attention than what is needed. I wanted to call them out to make sure that everybody knew that they were a piece of shit, and now everybody knows. Don, thank you for the biddies. Appreciate you, friend. All right. Where were we? Yeah, hi, Sid. Yeah, all is well, friend. It's okay. I don't know how much longer we're going to go today, but yeah. Yeah, I still wanted to play. I still felt good enough to play and hang and all that jazz. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go to Ridge. Let's go to Ridgeview. What is your favorite film song? That is a very strangely direct question. What is my favorite song from a film?
There's been no reports of violence or sightings, but please remain careful.
Are you still doing that thing that was mentioned on Friday? Oh God, what was mentioned on? Oh, I don't even know what was mentioned, Mayor. Oh God, don't hit me like that, dude. We've been dealing with a lot today. Croissant, thank you for the follow. Almost dropped my croissant. Is it a DM kind of thing? No worries, Mr. Song. You're good. I appreciate you. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. We definitely can. I could probably do that right now. Will it show up on this screen? It should. It should. Oh, wait, no, 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 no. I don't need you. Get out. Yeah, let me start the music back up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I totally forgot. Thank you, Mayor. So on the last stream where I was dressed as a shark, we had some really awesome peeps coming in, and they were not only getting merch, but were gifting merch, and they were gifting it to chat. But unfortunately, one of them didn't actually give to anybody. I don't know why. Everybody joined. All the other ones were perfectly fine, but this one, it didn't work. But fortunately, I can just re-roll and do it right now. So that's what we're going to do. Let's see. Right there. Yeah, this gift has currently no winners. What happened? So it was for a Plushies Attack shirt. So hopefully this will just work. Yeah, there it is. Type join in chat. Just the word join. You could win a Plushies Attack shirt. Yep, just the word join. It's not even a command. Just the word join. Yeah, I don't know why that one didn't go through. We don't know. I don't know. No winner was picked. No winner was picked. I don't know, man. It was really, really strange. Really fracking weird. But yeah. Just the word join. Chiba, I hope you win. You know what? I hope that you win this. I hope you win in life. I hope that... Shut up, Chiba. Everything's trying to agitate it. I know. There's a lot going on today. The new merch is out? Yes. Yes, it has been out. Yeah. Northern. Let's go. GG's. Yes. Yeah, Atlanta. Yeah. Yeah, I can't do multiple places. Yep. But yes, the merch is out. Here, hold on. And my camera won't be on that screen, and I don't think, yeah, I definitely don't have a share screen with no cam on it. But here, we'll just go to the share screen. Yeah. Brother, ew. What's that? I need pins. You know, Fourth Wall does have pins. I thought about what to put on them. I thought about almost doing maybe some of the like make a cursed possession set, but I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So here was the new merch. So we have a toe shirt. Hold on. We have a toe shirt. There's also a zip up of this, by the way. But yeah, there it is. There's toe. There's toe. There's the Plushies Attack. We have Bruce, Toe, Frank, Perry, me running away. And yeah, there's a hoodie for him. On the front of the hoodie, you have the name. And on the back, you've got the graphic. It was so well done, man. It was so good. Oh, my Lanta. Oh, my Lanta. I hate it here. Okay, moving on. All right. So there we go. There we go. Northern, make sure you click the link so you can redeem your moich. Hope you enjoy it, friend. I love it. I'll probably wear mine tomorrow. I'd be wearing it today, but, well, you know, can't see me today. Oh, stop it, Ballistic. No, I'm going to talk to Faith because we actually have another shirt that's on the way too. Epic would be so mad at that remix. Then you should remember it at all times. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Is that for Halloween? No, no, no. I'm going to have a separate Halloween shirt made. I'm going to have a separate one made. Excuse me. Puppy doll, what are you talking about, friend? Seen you copy and paste the same message a few times. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the giveaway's over. Yeah. No, it's already been drawn. Tag, thank you for the biddies. All right. I gotta hurry. We might have ovs. We might have ovs. Ah, Northern, enjoy the shoit. Enjoy the shoit. All right, go there. E. Will there be an event on Phasmo for Halloween? There should be. There better be. The other thing that's happening, the other thing that's going to be happening is the console release. So, okay, hold on. I thought that you could see that from the outside. I really wish you could. All right, we got phalanges. If I was a betting man right now, my guess is we're going to have this. If I was a betting man. I don't know if we're going to get freezing, but I have a feeling we are. Aw, Halen. Travel safe, friend. Travel safe. Go there. I don't need you, really. No, we're fine. Firelight. Yeah, we'll do firelight. Oh, I can't even take that yet. Also realized that when my wife hears that sound, she has to, like, cattle call it back. Chinggis has a redeem on his stream to play the sheesh sound every time that it's played. And if I'm watching him on our TV, I just look over at her because she just goes sheesh. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Hey, where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? All right, probably not. Have adulting to do, Leah. Appreciate you. Thank you for the lurk. Oh, they're near. All right. They're about as near can be. We gotta go get the power on. If it's a djinn, we want to be able to know. We want to be able to know. We want to be able to know. What the fuck? 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 Okay, I was wrong. It's not freezing. It's not. Probably a banshee. Probably a banshee. Because it can't be this, and that followed me. Never mind. Goo. Hey, you want to do the dot thing again? That was cool. Hey. 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 What the? Hey. Do the thing. Do the thing. Do the thing. What the? Yeah. Oh shit. What door did you touch? No, it's okay, Space. They think that people care what they say. Unfortunately, nobody does. Freaking spicy. Already? I'm already within hunting range? What? we should go get a smudge. We should go get a smudge. Played my first solo game that wasn't on Friendly Ghost. Hey, let's go. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Are you a Banshee, broski? No, that's awesome. Hell yeah. It did. Oh, you know, I guess that's true. It did. Yeah, it did pass gas. That's a good point. Damn it. Oh, anonymous. Well, whoever the hell that was. Thank you for gifting to Sid. Oh, ew. Blech. Still have the camera on me? Uh-oh. Well. You did not. Oh, you suck so much butt. You still suck butt? Yeah, okay. Crazy talk. It's like we knew. Yep. The dots, it was following me. I was making assumptions. So let's get you two and there. Let's go with... I just need to escape, yeah? We gotta find the bone, though. We do gotta find a bone. We do gotta find a bone. Is night vision a camera? No, no. No, the tier 1 cam is. Like Rodin's. Tier 1 is a camera, which is not helpful in solo, but it is a head cam that can be used to see orbs. Tier 2 is a headlamp. Like a working headlamp, and then tier 3 is night vision. Yeah. Alright. Let's do that there. What do we have? This. All right. Should be Gucci. All right, let's go look for a bone. Actually, we should wait a second. It looks like your flashlights are facing off. Hey. Oh, having a face off. Oh. Goo. Do it. Eat it. Do it. Num nums. Num nums. I could just look for the bone like that. the cross. If the cross is broke like that, is it still any good? Yes, this one has 2 bites. Like, it can have 2. So there's only 1 right now, meaning it could do it again. Okay, dude. Can a mimic another ghost's ability? Yeah, absolutely, sissy. Yeah, if it's a mimic, it could mimic the banshee whale. We're gonna go get power. Quickly. What? Ooh, more spice. Did it just turn my light off over there? Oh, it broke these lights. Oh, wait. Did it get the power again? Oh, fuck you. What? Caught the tail end of the banshee whale. Do it again. It flipped it as I walked away. What a jerk. Go. Hello. No, thank you. All right, so we'll get the escape and then we'll be ready to roll. You did miss a banshee whale. You did. Sorry. We try again. What'd I do with it? What'd I do with it? Where's it? There it is. Never mind. I missed the bone. Yeah, I got it. It was up in the bedroom. The other bedroom. Come on, do it. Well, that was very kind of you. Thank you. There you go. People said they missed it. I got you. We're good. I got you. It's all Gucci.
Welcome back. There's some
Hey, what's up,
jobs ready
Teague?
for you.
Saw the vids on TikTok. Love the content. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. And Steno, is it Steve Noise? Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Nice. Well, I mean, the sound has been working. That seems okay. I don't know what the heck was going on. A lot of turn off, turn it back on. Yeah. Q, thank you for the follow. I see people sit there for 20 minutes trying to get it. Oh yeah, that happens to me all the time. Is it still eating? I mean, my V-Ray, it's definitely graphically heavy right now. I don't know why. Yeah. No idea. No idea. Here, let's do a comfy Willers. YTO2 motion. I just like using it so I can have the visual of the red line, being able to see it. Because with the tier 3, yes, it's nice because you can't trigger it and it'll point at the ghost, but I can't. It's hard to use it in a walkway and knowing if the ghost is walking by or if it's sensing it just in the room. With the line, like the laser, I know, hey, the ghost just walked by this point. So I prefer the tier 2. Oh, Richard, what's happening? Doors with freaking lasers, that's right. Living room. Looking in the mirror, that just dropped us 20. So I think I might even let... I don't think I'm going to take any sanity. I think I'm going to let it go. Let it go. Yeah. Face cam was off because I was dealing with a migraine today. Orbs. Immediate writing. Wait, whoop. Okay. Gizmo, welcome in. Hope one day that the devs will add that you can carry multiple tiers of items. So you can get tier 1. Oh. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll see what their plans are. Wait, what am I doing? I don't need you. I don't need you. We have this. We have this. It's a Mare Revi Thay. Okay. You wrote very quickly, which is definitely making me sus of a Thay. Definitely making me sus of a Thay. We need firelight and motion, so let's go ahead and get those while we're here. Ooh, which means I might be within hunting, too. Spicy. Yeah, that's spicy. Okay. Let's go get a firelight. This. You. There we go. It either just walked in or just left the room. I don't know which one. I don't know which one. Hey, floating. No, not today. No, not today. That guy, get that guy. Okay. Still need the firelight. Grab a smudge. Rock. So yeah, Mare Revi Thay. Just blow up the firelight. There. Got a smudge. Get a flashlight. Let's go find the bone. I found the bone. So, just getting all my photos for right now. Hello. Goo. Oh my goodness. Hey, how are you? Cool. Hey, can you come do the thing? Hey. Walk back over. Come on. We're waiting for you. There you go. Who's a good boy? Yep. That is done. We got the firelight. We just need to cleanse the ghost and then figure out what it is. Really, I think I could probably just break the mirror and find out what it is. Just tried to hunt. Probably a mare. 100% a mayor. Okay. And now we leave. Hey, you want to do your ability real quick? No? All right. I hate you. He was trying to graffiti, that bastard. So, we know it's a mare because the speed says it wasn't this, but there's always the possibility that I aged it enough to where it was regular speed, but the Thay does not speed up with line of sight, and the mare does. Thumbs up. Yep.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Perfect. Where am I? I'm hiding in the void. Nice. Is it just me, or is the mare and Ure ability super rare? They're just annoying to get. The mare is definitely way better to have than the Ure, in my opinion. The Ure just sucks. There we go. Okay. Friends, I think we might call it there. It was a bit of a shorter stream. I know we almost went the full length of it anyway. But again, I know my limits. I know my limits. But I appreciate you, friends. Stick around so we can go raid somebody. And then I'll be live again tomorrow for the norm. Oh, thank you, Rukia. Thank you, friend. Thank you. I'm feeling better. I can still feel it somewhat, but it's definitely way better than when I woke. When I woke up, man, it was no bueno. It was not good. Not good at all. Teague, thank you for the 3 months. Yeah. But I appreciate you, friends. Stick around. We'll go find someone to say hi to. If you guys are not already in the Discord is there. The rest of the links are there, friends. Do. Stream beats with like the elevator music. Boo, 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 boo. Thank you for all the follows, guys. I appreciate you, man. Mr. Rafa, seriously, I hope that you have an amazing birthday. I hope you have an amazing birthday. I always, on Sundays, always just listen to the Stream Beats playlist. It's just a bunch of lo-fi. It's our chill day. Thank you, Maddie. They are absolutely the worst. Agreed upon, friend. Agreed upon. All right. Mute. Go there. Do the ting. Is it mute head? It is. Yeah, you should. It's free. When I say free, I mean copyright free. Like, you're not going to get DMCA'd by Streambeats. He purposely had all this music made so that people could use it. In videos, streams, it doesn't matter. You're never going to get flagged for it. Or if you do get flagged, it's easy to overturn. Because, again, he doesn't do it. Where do you find it? You can find it on Spotify. You could find it, I'm sure, in their Discord. Everywhere. Look up Streambeats. Harris Heller. Yeah. ABS, thank you, friend. All right. I know probably where we're going to go. Oh, Oklahoma. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Do. Added? Heck yeah. Use it. Use it for sure. And tomorrow, obviously, the camera will be on. Obviously. I say obviously. You know what I mean. Do, 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 do. All right. All right. We are going over here. So, friends, if you are not subbed, there's a raid command for you. If you are subbed, there's one for you. And my creepy little tier 3s that we love so much, that's for you. I'll get to deal with my brother. I need a ghost to do it for me. Oh my God. Where's the Discord? ! Discord, friend. All right. We are going to go see Mr. Mathman EU. Math is an amazing Phasmo player, an amazing content creator, amazing friend. Love that dude. Love that dude. He's an absolute legend in his words. Math is great. You guys are going to love Math. If you've never met Math before, if you've never seen Math and you're here and you're new to me, maybe you're going to love him. He is one of our amazing members of Midnight Society. Math is awesome. He is one super educated being. He knows a lot about a lot. He knows a lot about a lot. He knows a lot about Phas. He knows a lot about horror games. He knows a lot about streaming things in general. He gives a lot of streaming advice. So obviously just be careful. Be careful with what you're going to, what you're going to say when you're asking for advice. Do tread lightly. Don't just go in there and be like, I'm a streamer. Like, that's obviously a no-no. But asking for advice, I'm sure that he's more than happy to give. So guys, thank you so much for an awesome stream. Even though my cam wasn't on, I appreciate you guys. We'll be live tomorrow for the weekly, and that'll be at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. So if that's not your time, that's why I stream on Sundays in the first place, is so that I can hang out with more peeps. So appreciate you, friends. I am out. Thank you for all of the love today. Thank you for the subs and the bits. You guys are amazing. Thank you for the raids and the follows. We will see you tomorrow. Bye, friends.